Good evening and welcome to another edition of Thursday Night Live. We are back. It's all exciting because it all starts again this weekend. The football season is back with us. We are live, of course, which means you can join us via the live chat. If you've got anything to say and joining us tonight, we have the Mad Mistake. You had a good day, Terry?
Yeah, it's been canny. Finished work a touch earlier today because I'm working Saturday morning. So I get home, do the video, my preview for the Coventry game. Been for a nice, actually quite fast 4-mile run and just had some nice carbonara. It's nice and full and ready and content.
Right, okay. We've also been joined by Dino, who's with us tonight. Dino, how's your day been?
Just woke up, mate. I finished work at 1 o'clock and been in bed and then woke up for this. So that's it, really.
An exciting day for Dino in bed again. And we've been joined by one of our new members. Reese is with us today. How's your day been, Reese?
It's just started, really. I've just been at the gym and then come to work. So just started, really. And then obviously doing this.
Fair enough. Right, don't forget then, as we said, we are available via the live chat. If you'd like to join in, have your say. Shout out to people on there already. Noz on PC there, David Walker. Las Palmas Mackham, who would normally be first, but was beaten to it today. Robert Frost is there. How weird the lads. Wayne Doran, who's another new member to our channel as well. Says, evening, boys, welcome back. Emma is there as well, friend of the show. He was with us on Sunday. Patrick, Darren Hopper, all on there. Jeff as well. Right, well, it's all exciting. Sunday, the big kickoff. We're finally up there in the championship. We got back there. Over 40,000 fans are expected on Sunday. Club are urging the fans to arrive early, so just take heed with that. Don't go whinging about long queues and you miss the kickoff. You have been warned on that. I think we're all looking forward to it. Terry, what's your normal match day routine, and will it change much for Sunday?
Yeah, actually, it will change this Sunday. Wincy won't be at the match this Sunday because he's away on holiday, unfortunately, going away at some point. So we'll be doing, I have Raymondo will be chauffeuring me to the match, picking me up. My nephew's coming with us this time. My little nephew's come with us, and hopefully Kano will be there as well. So not too much alcohol in the morning before the match. I'll be a lot sober this time.
But plenty of alcohol after the match, celebrating.
Definitely.
Well, hopefully celebrating. Reese, what's your normal match day routine, and will it change much on Sunday?
It'll definitely change. Normally, I'm rushing. I'm normally on these that miss the kickoff. So it'll definitely. I've got my granddad a brick on the wall, like it was a few years ago, and I've never ever. I've been meaning to say every match day, right? I'm gonna go early and I'll have a look at this brick. I've never ever seen it. And it's been there for the last few years.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it definitely will change.
I mean, I got my brick 20 odd years ago, and I never used to go and see it. And funny enough, when I changed seats this time, it's right near where I actually go in. So I do occasionally go and have a little look at it. Yes. Terry.
Yeah, so Reese, what is your pre-match routine for the couple hours beforehand? What do you get up to?
It depends. On Sunday, I'll be finishing night shift at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'll be going to sleep for a bit and then waking up and then going to the match. I don't really
straight on the drink.
I don't really drink on match days, to be fair.
Do you not?
Yeah,
right.
Can't the match.
Dino, how will Sunday change for you?
It won't change at all. I'm not one for going down to the match early to go to the pubs because I don't like going to pubs where it's really hard to get served and it's too warm and stuff like that. So I like to get down there probably half an hour before the game starts, get me parking space, and then just jump into the stadium. And then as soon as the match finishes, I go straight home. Nothing changes for me.
Are you getting a pre-match shave, Dino?
No.
No, not even a trim, a lucky trim.
No,
it's
not
funny
funny.
because we have got a little channel challenge going on at the moment between Reese and Dino to see who can grow the biggest ginger beard. It looks like
Very close.
I use just for men, but that's ginger at the minute, but it usually is brown.
Yeah. Right, just very quickly on the chat. Emma says, "Evening, boys. Keeping me company at work." Also down there, where's my tea, Terry? Haha, love pasta. Happy Dino. Some things never change. That is Jeff as well there. New signings. Then we mentioned on Sunday when we did the Sunday bunch. I think one of the things we said most concerning was the fact that we only had one goalie, and we've signed a goalie this week, Alex Bass from Portsmouth. Dino, thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go slagging the lad off, but he played for Portsmouth. I've seen people saying he was their third choice goalkeeper. I mean, you do need competition for Pato, but I was hoping for someone with more championship experience at least. I mean, I'm not going to go and slag the lad off and say, oh, he's not good enough, blah, 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 because we've done that with players over in the past with Stewart and stuff like that. You've just got to give him a chance, see if he actually, he's going to just be backup or he's actually going to get a game over Pato. But I'll judge him on when he starts playing. But for me personally, I was hoping for someone with a bit more championship experience, but it's a signing nonetheless. I just hope we'll get a couple of more through the door. I just hope we'll get a couple of more through the door after Sunday, because I doubt we'll sign anyone before that.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, on the chat, Jeff says, yes, Keno, me postie. So Keno he is a postman, and he must be
yes, he's a postman.
Tony Lee, 1v tonight, he said, whatever that's supposed to mean. Just to you then, Dino, would you rather us buy a goalie that's going to go straight in as number one? I mean, the way I see it, this kid we brought in is definitely back up for Patterson. And for me, I think Patterson's earned his right to at least have a go. But would you rather see them buy in a number one?
Well, it's all about, you give Pato the chance because you don't know what Pato's going to be like in the Championship. I know as a keeper, your number one priority is to save shots and stuff like that, but you don't know what it's going to be like for Pato, because the Championship, you've got more quality people who can shoot from distance, better finishers in the Championship, so you don't know how he's going to cope. So if it didn't work, it would be nice to know that we had an actual person who's played in the Championship before, who's actually quite competent. But the fact that we've signed another League One goalkeeper is a bit worrying. But you never know, Alex Bass and Pato might make that step up. You just don't know. But for me personally, I would have rather seen someone who has Championship experience. So, if it doesn't work for Pato, you'll have the other keeper come in, and Pato could learn from this other Championship goalkeeper. But unfortunately, he's not going to have that.
Yeah, that's a fair point, that, Dino. Just very quickly, on the chat as well, DJ Sizzler Watson says, evening, boys. Hope the fighting is on the pitch. Yeah, he's referring to last time with the Coventry fans. In fact, we're doing the show in the Wood Chief, and the police have banned the Coventry fans from coming in because of the incident when they had that kickoff. So that's a fair comment. Alan Dixon, one of our new volunteers to the channel as well. Bass is tipped to be an England keeper, so seems like he's got a good pedigree. DJ says evening. Mickey Stewart says hi there as well. Terry, Alex Bass, do you know much about him?
Not really, but like I say, he's been out on loan. He went out on loan to Bradford, and basically Bradford fans were saying he's good at saves, good at stopping the shots. His crosses, it's not too bad, but he's a bit he makes 1 or 2 errors, prone to being having to 1 or 2 errors, but he's only a young lad, you know. He's not Cowley's sort of number one choice, never been in Cowley's sort of plans. So I think Cowley's wanted rid of him anyway for a little while, and he's wanted to bring more experienced goalkeepers in at Portsmouth. But for me, if he can't get in the first team at Portsmouth in League One, then for me, is he going to be good enough in the Championship? So it's purely his backup. I don't know whether it's just a panic signing. I'm not sure, to be honest, because I mean we know we only got 1 keeper. If Patterson goes down, we got nobody, to be fair. So we needed somebody there just in case. I'm the same wavelength as Dino. I wanted someone there with experience, someone there who's been there, done that. Maybe someone come down from the Premier League, can't hack the Premier League anymore, down the Championship. Somebody where Patterson can learn from the experiences of this, of the experienced keeper. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't know. We're hoping Patterson's going to be okay for the Championship. He's definitely going to be better, I would have thought, being better than Bass. He's still younger than Bass as well. So, but it's the model that the club's going down these days, isn't it? They're going for all the youngsters and not many too experienced players, and they're going to try and hopefully bring them through all together.
Right, okay. I'll bring you in just now, Dino. Tony Lee says, Patno number 1 for me. Stephen Ensel says Dino 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th position to finish. Dino, you was one in there.
Yeah, see what first I'd say is Lee Camp had lots of Championship experience. That's a fair point, I must admit, but Lee Camp wasn't. You might have Championship experience, but he wasn't competent. I'd want a competent keeper, someone who has done well in the Championship, not someone like Lee Camp who was absolutely terrible, and he was only like 5 foot, picking 9 or whatever he was. He was one of the worst keepers I've ever seen in goal for Sunderland. So I want a Championship keeper, but someone who's actually competent, not anyone like Lee Camp, someone who's tall, competent, who's done it in the Championship, who's like been around the Championship for a couple of years, not Lee Camp. Like, I must admit, I see where he's coming from there.
All right, fair enough. Reese. I don't know if you know much about him. Alex Bass, a new keeper in from Portsmouth. Good move.
I'm not sure. I was just going to bring up, did you see that there was links yesterday to another keeper, Joe Robles or whatever his name is? Used to play for, I think, Everton in the Premier League. And then he's been in La Liga or Spain for the last few years. But I don't know if there's anything in that. Don't know why.
I think he's also linked with Norwich, I think, Reese.
I don't know why we would get another keeper.
Well, you do need 3 though, don't you? I mean, it's really hard. Would you just use Carney as your 3rd option? Is that anybody?
I think Carney will go on loan personally.
Yeah.
And the new young lad who we're getting in over the sun will come in as under 23s keeper.
Right. While we're on about new signings, then Ellis Sims. There was somebody. I'm sorry, I've missed you right at the beginning. I think it might have been aware the lads were saying, have we got any news on Ellis Sims? And then Noz on PC says Sims inbound before Sunday. Will he play? Probably not. Have we got any information on him?
Well, apparently he's been at the club today. So, and it's just a matter of time before he signs. So we're just waiting. Watch the space, should we say? Watch the space.
Yeah. So we was hoping, to be honest, for an announcement today. But again, it's all hearsay. But it'd be nice if he got. Go on. Sorry.
What time was Alex Bass announced? Was that 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah, that was another funny one because it's like, it was though, for me, it was as though, you know when they did the Jermaine Defoe thing was very late, and then they never, the Alex Neil appointment, there was pictures of him on at the railway station, and it never got announced all day, and then it was only later on, and it just, I don't know, it just had sort of bits of that for me. Now, I think if they do the deal with Ellis Sims, whether it gets announced today, tonight, or whatever, if it's done today, surely he's available to them play, isn't he, on Sunday? Will it be by 5 o'clock tomorrow? The deadline.
Well, I know Gilesy was saying, he's got his own channel, Gilesy and Steve, of course. I'm sure Gilesy on Twitter was saying by 12 o'clock tomorrow, so I don't know if that's lunchtime or what.
Right, okay. And does that mean, even though we're kicking off a day later, does it just stay the same sort of deadline, or, or does it have to be sort of 24 hours before you're due to kick off? I don't know.
I think it's got. I think obviously, yeah, it's got. I think is that not 48 hours? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it's going to be 48 hours before the match, hasn't it?
No, but would it not normally? If we was playing on a Saturday, it's normally by the Friday. Is it not by the Friday that it's a new sign? I don't know. Somebody in the chat. In fact, David Walker on there already says by 12 noon. Tomorrow to be able to play on Sunday. So thanks.
Well, Robert Forster says Nick Barnes says 12 o'clock tomorrow as well. So it must be that time.
Right. Okay. Just let me take that off for now. While we're whoops. There you go. Right. Okay. We've lost Reese for the time being, wherever he is. So Ellis Sims, do you know much about him, Dino? Came in?
Ellis Sims, to be fair, I don't know anything about the bloke. I mean, someone says he went on loan to Blackpool last year or the year before, bagged a couple of goals and stuff. So I don't know a lot about him. But again, it's like that unknown factor. Like, we didn't know what we were going to get with Ross Stewart. Everyone was slagging Ross Stewart off, saying he came from Scotland. He hasn't got a very good goal scoring record, and look how he turned out in the league. Well, yeah, don't get us wrong. We've got no guarantees with how Stewart's going to do this season. We've taken the jump up, so for all we know, Ross Stewart might have a terrible season. We just need someone who's a little bit different to Ross Stewart. I mean, hopefully Ellis Sims has got a bit of pace. I mean, Ross Stewart isn't the slowest man in the world, but he's not exactly the quickest either. But I feel like we do need something different up front, just in case it's not working with Stewart. You could play two up front, Stewart and Sims. You might have to bring Stewart off because he's a bit run down. Because let's be fair, I think Stewart played nearly every single game last season, and Broadhead was mainly injured, and he didn't really have someone who could actually take his place up front. So I'm not going to say that until I see the lad play, but I don't know much about it. We just need someone in, really.
Red and White Army podcast on the chat says Ellis Sims is getting signed this evening. I think he's probably hearing the rumours we're hearing as well. That's what we're hearing back as well. But again, there's no cast iron confirmation on
right,
that.
Phil, I did sneak into the training ground today and I watched him have a train session, and apparently he trained really well. He was a proper beast. He scored some really good goals today with the lads, so his first training session's gone really well today.
So there you go. That's what's been heard as well. So he has actually trained today.
I'm a man of disguise.
But yeah, just that's what the drone told us. So Ellis Sims, yourself, do you know much about him, Terry?
Right, he's 21-year-old from Everton. He went on loan, I think it was. Oh, where was it now? Was it? I'm trying to think where it was now. Where did he go on loan to? He went on loan to.
It was at Blackpool for a spell.
Blackpool, that was it. I think he scored was it almost a goal every 2 games or something?
He got about 10 goals in 24 games or something.
And then I seen the video on YouTube with him scoring all of his goals for Hearts last season. He scored a cracker against Celtic. So he's fast, he's pacey, he's tall, over 6 foot, he's good in the air, he's a beast on the ground, he one-touch football, he seems to just dart into the penalty box in the right place at the right time. So I think it's exciting times. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's I mean, on paper it all looks good.
And there's a few Everton fans come on the channel already and said to us, they hope that we take care of him because they like him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they said the same about Broadhead, didn't they? I mean, the Everton fans like Broadhead as well. There was when he came to us. Just very quickly, we got 136 people watching at the moment. Just 38 likes. If we can try and get to 100 if we can before the end, we like to do that on a Thursday. Just hit the thumbs up. It'll take you a second. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free and will help us out. Dino, you want in there?
Yeah, I'm just looking up Sims now. Apparently, he played 21 games for Blackpool in 2021, scored 8 goals, and for Hearts last season he played 17 games with 5 goals. So not a prolific goal scorer, but we know he can grab a goal. If he's anything like Broadhead, I mean, you can't really complain because obviously we've seen what Broadhead had a lot of quality about him. Yeah, he was a bit injury prone, but he could just like take a player on and just drop his shoulder, get past someone. Like, so hopefully he's along the line because he's come from Everton as well, so you'll know Broadhead. So hopefully something like that, a bit taller version of Broadhead would be decent. But I still think, do you reckon we need one more striker as well after Sims, or would you be all right with just?
I think the two would be. I mean, great if you have another one in. I don't think I'd be complaining. I'd probably rather get other players in than spend it on an extra striker. Terry?
I mean, you never know. You might even get Broadhead. I mean, once Sims comes through the door and if Broadhead has got nowhere to go or whatever. I mean, Broadhead's 24, Sims only 21. So when Sims was at Blackpool, he'd been 19. So he's only a kid, so he's improving with every season. Now he's 21, he's mature, and he's a kind of unit. So hopefully he's going to get better with us.
Hopefully. Just very quickly back to the chat. Daniel Gunn says, are the two Jacks still on the channel? The two Jacks are still with us on the channel. We have added some new members. We just wanted to give Reese a chance tonight, but he's disappeared for now. And so we have added some new members to help us out. But yes, the two Jacks are still part of the channel, so you will still see them as well. Alex Neil did his press conference today, as he normally would before a game. When I watched it, he was basically saying that we should be judged fairly in the championship. Meaning, these people saying, we should be going straight up or pushing for the playoffs. He's basically saying, yes, we're a massive club in our fan base and whatever. However, we are trying to be a sustainable club and we have to live within our means. Basically saying there wasn't a lot of money, reading between the lines, which I was a little bit disappointed because I was saying, if we finish below 10th, then I'll be very disappointed. But after hearing that, maybe I've changed my mind. Dino, do you accept what's being said there? Do you think that
yes, cool. I accept it for the simple fact I say is anything survival is the main thing. So even if we finish one place outside of the relegation place, for me that's still good because we're still in the championship. I don't get this mindset of people saying, "Oh, you're negative." Why is it not always the other way? You're too positive. Why people are saying, why are you negative? It's like, well, why are you so positive that we're going to finish 10th? What makes you think we're going to finish 10th with the squad we've actually got? Because most of them are still League One players. We've only got the odd championship player in there. Signings haven't been. They're not the strongest. We do not actually know a lot about any of these signings. No one knows a lot about Ballard. No one knows a lot about Sims. No one knows a lot about Bass. So what makes us think we're going to go from 4th place or 5th place in League One to go on automatic 10th straight away in the Championship first season? I don't get why. Just because I say we're just going to stay up, that's really negative. Why you saying, Tef, why are you so positive? Because you've never actually you just said, "Oh, I'll be disappointed," but why would you be disappointed? We're still surviving if we finish 10th or 19th. So what's the difference?
That's a fair point. What you make, Dino. I mean, you're right. When when you say, "Oh, we're going to struggle to stay up," and everybody then goes, "Oh, and I'm guilty. You're the doominator, and it's all doom and gloom." You're right. So, nobody ever says when you start, being positive, you don't get as much of a reaction, if you like.
What can I just say? It's staying up, not positive. Like, it's not like I say, "Oh, we want to get relegated straight away."
No.
19th, just staying up is a positive. If I say we're going straight back down, yeah, that's being negative. But
no, but the thing is, Dino, right? If you aim for one place above relegation, then the chances are, that's where you're going to finish or lower. At least if you aim for playoffs, and you underachieve and probably finish top 10. So it's like, you've got to, for me, that positivity and that positive thinking is I would like to think that's how Alex Neil and the team will see it, because.
Well, can I ask you, are you not going for the prediction you're going for because of like your past experiences with the division below? Every time we go down, we're always thereabouts. We're never like further down. We're never really lower than 10th when we're in the championship. We're always playoffs or going for promotion. Does that not change is that not why you think, we should be top 10? Because throughout the years you've seen us finish you've never seen we finish lower than that, maybe? I don't know.
Well, for me, the way I look at it, and with my positivity, is I think Alex Neil's the ace card for us. I think in the championship, he's a proven manager in the championship. To Norwich up, run away with it with Norwich up into the Premier League. And yes, don't get me wrong, having funds and having the right playing staff coming in, that is a factor also. But I think Alex Neil's a big plus for me.
The thing is, Philly, I mean, yeah, you do need a good manager, but managers can only do so much. You can't do a lot with League One players in the Championship. You've got to have a little bit more about you. So for me, yeah, it's good having a good manager. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Alex Neil is the main reason we actually got promoted, because I did believe Lee Johnson would got with there. Clearly, I was wrong. But in the Championship, it's a different kettle of fish, and you can only do so much with the crop you've got. And the crop he's got finished fourth, or was it fourth or fifth in League One? I can't actually remember. So
Fifth.
I mean, it's not exactly good. Yeah, he only got 15, 16 games or whatever he did, but the Championship's a totally different kettle of fish.
Right, Terry, have your views changed after hearing the press conference and saying, to be judged fairly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fair point from Alex Neil. I mean, he's got a young bunch of players here, and I think he's trying to take the pressure off the players by saying what he said today, because it's going to be a big season for them, and we know what the Sunderland fans are like. We always expect more than we always sometimes we always end up with. But I think he's just trying to basically say, be patient with the players, be patient with the season. I think I predicted 13th, and I think to be fair, if we survive comfortably this season, I'll be happy with that. That for the first season, and for him to come out and say there's no money, that proves that KLD hasn't got the money or the backing at this moment in time to spend big. He hasn't got to spend big, doesn't want to spend big if he has the money. And the gap between us and Burnley, Watford, and the other team that went down because of the parachute payments. And like Alex Neil said, there's parachute payments for, is it 2 or 3 seasons after you go down? So they have money to spend where we don't. So we've got to be cautious and try and bring in the right sort of player. But it can work both ways. I mean, you get these young bunch of lads all together. They could all shine. A lot of them could shine. They could do really well, hit the ground running like Luton did last year. Or they could just have a really bad season and go back down. And I would hate to think that after all the time we spent in League One, the first thing we would do would go back down again from the Championship. So like I said, I predict the 13th, and I'll be over the moon. I'll be over the moon with mid-table. I think anything above mid-table is a bonus. I think Alex Neil, by saying what he said today, is sort of putting that sort of thought into people's minds. So if we do actually do really well, it's going to be a surprise.
Right. David Jones on the chat says, good start is imperative. Patrick, I agree with Dino. Love us to up, but survival would be a positive. Noz on PC, 16th, I'll be happy. David Walker says the gap between League One and Championship, it's a big gap. Tony Lee says, I think we'll do better than you think, Dino. Reese, back with us. Where do you think we'll finish? And where would you be happy with this season?
Mid-table. Probably, that's realistic. obviously if I'm going to be Mr. Optimist, I'd say playoffs. Or your favourite saying, up by Easter.
That's not going to be a saying at all. This season, while I was in
Can I-
League
can-
One, I
can
thought
I-
that was a
Can I ask you a question? I'm not having a dig or anything, but why are you so positive? I mean, playoffs. I mean, with the squad we've got now, I don't understand how people can say being optimistic. But for me, being optimistic is probably mid-table. That's optimistic for me. But to say he wouldn't be happy if we finished lower than 10th, I just don't get how we can see where's a 10th finished place team at this moment in time.
Well, for me, Dino, what I'm saying is, when I said on Sunday, I was saying we need new players in, right? So why aren't we buying players that are proven players in the Championship to then give us a chance to then aim in for a playoff place rather than just aiming to stay up? However, listening to Alex Neil's press conference today, I was a little bit disheartened. You know, I mean, did he give it that we don't have a benefactor anymore? You know, like we did with that is short, it was pumping money in, which suggests that KLD isn't going to be chucking any money in. The way I read between the lines of that press conference today is we're still going to be penny pinching. We're still going to be. He did mention that the club wants to be self-sufficient, which 100% agree with. Why you don't want to end up in trouble with debts and stuff like that. But apparently we're still not self-sufficient, so they're still going to be cutting more things. And again, harping back. Who wants it in there? Sorry, go on, Terry.
It's like everything. Like with most sports, kids get better as they get older. A lot of them improve, and we might get a bunch of youngsters. We might get 4 or 5 of these youngsters who all suddenly improve together. And might even be eventually one day above the standard of Championship. So that's what we that's what KLD and Speakman are trying to hope for, that they're getting like I said Dan Neil, the likes of Sirkin, 1 or 2 of these players coming through that actually jump above or making it to this level, Patterson. And if that's the case and they hold their own, then there's no reason why we couldn't finish mid-table.
Right, Dino, you was one in there?
I think they're trying to learn from past mistakes as well, because just because you chuck a load of money at things doesn't mean it's always going to work. We've back in the day, we chucked money at some of the worst signings, the likes of Delabarji, Didier and Dong, Wabi Kazri, and we didn't make any profit on any of these players. So I feel like we've changed the model where we're not just going to chuck a load of money at it and hope it works. I feel like we're making smart, clever investments. I think getting Parrot Roberts signed was a big thing, because you can tell he's got quality about him. And if we went down, you can make profit on some of these players, because let's be fair, if we go down and say Pato has a good season, Sirkin has a good season, Roberts has a good season, if you want to make a little bit of money for League One, you could sell these players for a good couple of million, because once you're established in the Championship players can go for a good 10, 50 million in the Championship these days. So I feel like we're just changing the model of just signing these foreign, oldish kind of players to signing younger players who could improve and could make you a couple of million down the line if we were to go down. So for me, it's more about being smart than just chucking a load of money at stuff these days.
Terry, you was one in there?
Yeah, if they have got the money behind them, or they just don't want to spend the money for whatever reason, but if they have the money there, it's not like we're in the Premier League where we've got to spend millions and millions and millions. Championship, you can get some decent players for decent prices and survive in the Championship and spend, it's probably as long as you want to be in the Championship, as long as you buy the right kind of player without spending a fortune. So when you get to the Premier League, that's when you chuck money at it and spend a fortune. I think maybe, I know this time next season we could be saying, he should have spent more money than he did, or he's done a good job, because that's what hindsight's like. But I think personally myself, we need to bring in 1 or 2 more experienced players just to make sure we cement the position in the league, and B, these youngsters have players to learn from.
Adam French on the chat says we don't have money just to throw away. That is the point. And we're saying, every pound counts with this ownership. But it still baffles me how they have this false economy still with the likes of, I know we went on about it on Sunday, about the club shop. You know, you launch a brand new kit, and why is your club shop not open? If it's not open all week, then why is it not open all day on the day that is released? You know, you want as much money coming in as you can, yet they make it difficult for fans to give them money. It's the same with the ticket office. Terry, there was one then.
Yeah, I think when the season starts and we're getting 30, 40,000 fans, you know, every other Saturday, I'm sorry, but I don't succumb to this. The club not making money. I think if that's the case, then every other bloody club in the country's not making money either. So how the hell can they sustain all these clubs? So for me, there's got to be making money. There's got to be a way of making money. And you kind of say to me that he's still propping the club up. Surely by now, when the season starts, we get 40,000 fans against Coventry. Sure, we've got to start making money somewhere. If that's the case, then they're not doing a very good job.
Right, I'll bring you in just now, Reese. Yeah, the thing is like, say the club shop. I mean, somebody mentioned on Sunday, Grimsby have their club shop open all week. It's a false economy thinking that by saving on wages, paying wages of people being in the shop to keep it open, will be more of a saving than what they would have coming in. It's just nonsense. Reese, you was one there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was maybe saying that we've got no money. Maybe he's using that so people might not think that we've got loads of money, so we don't get took for a ride when we're trying to buy players.
I don't think that'll work. I think people will just look at the crowds we're getting and just assume either way. Anyway, I think Reese, you might be on Bellas's internet as well with that connection. Dino, you was one then.
Yeah, and I think we forget, I mean, players' contracts these days, I mean, we got promoted. We don't actually know who's gotten a pay rise as well to go to the Championship. I'm sure Patrick Roberts would probably be on more money now. Most of these players have probably got clause in. If we get promoted, we want so much of a percentage of a pay rise because obviously you're stepping up a level. So maybe that's took a little bit out of budget. I mean, we'll never really know, but I'm just putting it out there that players, it's like when you get relegated, they have a relegation clause. Probably most of these players would have had a promotion clause. So maybe that's took a little bit out of the budget. I mean, Terry's looking at us like I'm talking stupid, but it could be a factor. You don't know. You can't say, no, it's not. It could be.
I'm just going to say that's the case. It's all clubs, and all clubs are the same. All clubs that get promoted, they're going to have players on these wages. All these clubs that are in the Championship are paying higher wages probably that we pay our players. A lot of these clubs got more experienced players. They're buying players that we haven't gone in for because we probably haven't got the budget to do it. So for me, I think it's just trying to skimp and save as much money as possible for the whole of the journey. And I just don't think they want to spend money. I mean, you look around the ground, it's shabby. You got weeds growing everywhere. The place looks like it could do with a good paint job. You kind of tell me. I mean, like I say, Carlisle has its club shop open up 5 days a week. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I mean, it's not rocket science. You get a brand new shirt out on a Monday, and it's not the club shop's not open. You could make a killing on a Monday selling gear in the shop. It's ridiculous. You only need one member of staff or two members of staff at most. You'd make the money off them straight away.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. Kieran Gale on the chat says Luton only spent 1.6 million and got to the playoffs. Alex Neil did address this in his press conference today, and he said, well, people say, well, look at Luton. He said, but Luton have had 4 or 5 years in the Championship to sort of adapt to that.
No.
Yes.
I think he meant they've had 4 or 5 years in the League One building up to the Championship. That's what he's trying to allude to.
No, I think they've had. I think they've been in the Championship for. They've been in the Championship for probably all the time we've been in League One.
No, we played them in League One. Okay.
All right. Wayne Doran, of course, says the window isn't finished yet. We may get some Premier League players on loan as yet. Yes, we have said that that we should only be judging them by the end of the window. But after hearing that press conference today, I was hoping with the new share, the shares being divided differently now, and KLD was more in charge. I thought that would give us more investment into the club, but I don't really hold up much hope for that either, but we shall see. Right, well, I'll tell you what, let's move on to Coventry. It's finally here. We've waited. I mean, it's always rubbish when there's no footy on and the season's ended. But as quick as it finishes, it returns. And Sunderland versus Coventry on Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff. We'll start with you, Reece. How confident are you?
Half and half, really. I would probably take a draw.
Short and
I'd probably
sweet.
take a draw.
All right.
I'd probably take a draw.
Dino, you excited for Sunday? And are you confident, or does the Dominator say we'll get beat 5-0?
I'm excited for the fact that there's going to be a bigger crowd there. I mean, if it's expected 40,000, I mean, I do like to see the stadium full. I mean, does anyone know if the top tier is going to be open? I mean, Terry probably might not.
Well, I think that the lower tier is about 38,000 in it, but there's probably going to be close to 3,000 Coventry fans, I would imagine. So that takes it over 40,000. And if that's the case, there's no need to open the Premier Concourse, because that extra will be turned up by the Coventry fans.
But what do you call it? I'm excited to see the stadium back to 40,000. That's going to be good. The only problem I've got is that we've got a really tough game here. I mean, we always struggle against Coventry in League One when they were down there. They are established League One now, so and again their crowd, their fans, it's normally quite spicy. I mean, like you say, what was it last season, the season before, where they were fighting in the Wheat Chief and all that. So there's probably there might be a bit of trouble there as well, but it's going to be a hard game. I'm not going to go, if we get beat, I'm not going to say, we're going to get relegated, because this is going to be a really hard test. But it'll be good to see how we're going to play against Coventry, see if we're going to create any chances. Because first game of the season, you can see, you can really see how you're going to if you're going to be playing better passing football, making chances. I'd be disappointed if we didn't score a goal on Sunday. I mean, I hate going to games and you're the team who doesn't score a goal. You've got nothing to celebrate. I'd like to see we score a goal. If we can nick a draw, great. If we get beat, I just want to see a good performance. But if we win, great. But I need to see a performance. I need to see a goal. I need you to be competitive, because if this isn't a competitive game, it's going to knock the confidence really badly.
Right. Just very quickly on the chat, Nos on PC says 40,000 tickets sold at £35 a shot. So 35 times 40,000 is 1.4 million. It's great when people chuck things like that in. The thing is, you forget there's players' wages to pay, and there's all sorts of stuff what needs coming. So it's all right saying, there's 1.4 million. You've got to you've got to look at the bigger picture. Conrad's there. Conrad, part of our channel as well, says, evening lads, starting to get nervous for Sunday's game. Malcolm Thorpe says, we hit the nail on the head. New strips, almost impossible to buy. I agree with you. Season ticket farce. SAFC planning to fail, as per usual. Terry.
Yes, let me ask a question out there to the live chat, or anybody in the studio. Who's on the highest wage at Sunderland at this moment in time? And what do you think sort of the average wage is at the club? Be interesting to know who the highest wage is at Sunderland at this moment in time, because we cut all the wage bill right down. We cut it right back, got rid of all the high earners. So all these youngsters won't be on massive wages. I'd be interested to know if anybody knows that.
Well, for me, I would probably say Pritchard would probably. He had the biggest pedigree. He was a £10 million player at one point. But that'll be drastically cut. Tony Lee's saying Evans 7k a week. That seems a lot for League One, but we're going to be Championship now. So anybody in the chat, if you want to throw that in. How confident, Terry, are you for Sunday?
Of course, you can't be overconfident because you're just coming into unknown territory. It's more excitement, and you kind of sort of you're hoping and you're wishing that you can get off to a good start. And I think if we can, Coventry have had a fantastic pre-season. They played 6 games, they've won 6 games, they scored 14 goals, they've lost only 2 goals. They played away against the new Premier League team, Nottingham Forest. They beat Portsmouth last time out away. They beat Oxford, so they're in decent shape. They've got a decent side. They've got Callum Doyle's came in, and we all know about. Casey Palmer from Bristol City, 25-year-old attacking midfielder. And we got that Jonathan Panzo from Forest. And then we've got that one for the Swedish international called Victor Goyekes. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but they've got a really good team, and they've kept the core of the team together like we have from last season. And they were free-flowing, scoring plenty of goals last season. So if we can keep them down to a clean sheet, I think it's going to be a good day at the Stadium Light on Sunday.
Okay. On the chat, David Jones says, Ross Stewart, 8K a week, I heard. Ross Stewart didn't get a new deal, did he? And if that's the case, I find it hard to believe he'd have been on 8K in the in League One. But, well, who knows? Would you take a draw? Reece, you already said you would before kick-off. Terry, would you take a draw?
Well, not before kick-off, but at the end of the game, if we draw, it wouldn't be a disaster and I wouldn't be upset. I think, point. Not too bad. I'm looking, like I do in most games, I want to go into the game and get a victory. I want to see a win from the lads.
Listen, we all want to win. We all want the 3 points.
I wouldn't take a draw before the game, no. But I'd take it at the end of the game if that was the result, because you'd have to, and I'd be quite happy with that.
So you're saying you'd be happy with a draw then?
I'd be happy with the draw. It wouldn't be a disaster.
Right. Okay. Dino.
Yeah, I'd take a draw as long as it's not one of them draws where we're just holding on. As long as it's a competitive game, we're creating chances. We've been a bit unlucky, and it's just finished 1-1, 0-0. I would take as well for a clean sheet, because keeping a clean sheet against Coventry is always a positive. Simple as that. I just want to see we be competitive. That's what I really want. Be competitive, because imagine first game of the season, say we got whopped by Coventry 3-4-0. Doesn't bode well. So for me, I would take a draw, but I want to see performance first and foremost.
But if you do remember, it was Coventry when we got beat 5-4 at home. That was Coventry as well. Reece, you want in there?
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. I was going to say, as long as it's not another 5-4.
Well, it's for me. Sunderland are renowned for not getting a win on the opening day of the season. I think we did it. We did it a couple of seasons ago for the first time in yonks.
We did it last season, didn't we?
Well, did we do it last?
I'm sure we won the first 5 out of 6 games last season.
Possibly, right. Well, we did it the season before as well, because I think that must have been. Was that not Charlton when we won 2-1 with that last minute goal?
That was the first time in League One, wasn't it? That was the first season.
It's a bit of a rarity, Sunderland winning on the opening game of the season. I've watched I've watched a couple of games pre-season, and Terry, you mentioned about how well Coventry have done pre-season. They've won all theirs. And again, pre-season is for trying different things out and what have you. So I'm not too worried over how ours has gone, but I can't see us winning on Sunday. So the best I can think we can get is a draw. I hope I'm wrong. I'm normally wrong with my predictions. Sorry.
I think the most disappointing result in the pre-season was against Accrington Stanley, because we had our first team out then, where we drew against Hartlepool, lost against Bradford. Now we're playing our second string that would never start anyway in the Championship. But we were leading 1-0 against Accrington Stanley. We were all over them, and we could have scored probably 9 goals in that game. And it was 2 really bad errors from 2 defenders that kind of give away the lead. But Accrington Stanley, along with Hartlepool, made load of changes at half-time, where we kept the same team for nearly every single game until we made 1 or 2 changes at most, because he wanted to give them a really hard workout and a really hard run out. So it'd be different altogether in the Championship on Sunday compared to pre-season. But it's always nice to get a good running, start even in the pre-season, because Coventry's confidence would be sky high after their pre-season.
Right, Dino, somebody on the chat saying, yeah, you're right, we'll beat Wigan. Apparently,
2-1.
Last time out, I recall that. And just very quickly, we've got 66 likes at the moment. We'd like to try and get to 100 if we can, which we try and do on a Thursday. It'll take you a second to just hit that thumbs up. If you're watching on a mobile device and you have the live chat open, just close the live chat. You see the thumbs up. Just smash that. Let's get us to 100. And more importantly, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, just hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Just hit that subscribe button, and that helps the channel out as well. Do you think, Dino, do you think Coventry will be one of those teams that are going to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season?
I mean, they could be. I don't know what investment Coventry have made this summer, but I mean, they finished mid-table last season, I think. Most mid-table teams want to try and push on to try and maybe break playoffs. So, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, don't get us wrong. We could have a monster start, and we could be up there. You just don't know. But anything can happen in the Championship. I mean, we're seeing Luton make the playoffs after did them just get promoted, or did them have a season in League One before? I mean, in the Championship before they went into the playoffs.
I think that's their second season. I think
it was a second season. So, I mean, anything can happen. Teams underperform, some teams overperform. Wigan can be up there. Who they call again? What they call? Coventry. Man, sorry. Coventry can be up there, but they are a force. It's as simple as that. Even if they're not up there, they're still an established Championship team with good players. So, and don't forget, Coventry nearly were nearly liquidated, weren't they, a couple of seasons ago? They were nearly not a team. So to see them in the Championship with Sunderland is only a positive thing. But they might be. But if there are, it's really irrelevant, because I don't really I'm not bothered about how Coventry do it. I'm bothered about how we do.
Right. Okay then. Reece, just very quickly, do you think they're going? Oh, I'll tell you what, before you do, 14 more people hit the thumbs up. That'll get us to 100. Just smash that for us, please. Reece, Coventry, do you think they'll be up there or thereabouts?
They were actually, I think, in the top 6 last season. Until then, they went on a bad run. So yeah, they could be. I'd put them as outside favourite.
Right. Okay. So again, I suppose not beating them on Sunday, if they're going to be one of the teams up there, will not be the be-all and end-all. Terry, your thoughts? Will they be up there or thereabouts? And have you got your team? What you would like for? So have you got the whiteboard?
Yeah, I've got a whiteboard, but I don't think Coventry have got a lot of money to spend. They've got less money than Sunderland to spend. I think they've got like a good solid team from last season that performed to finish 12th place. So I think they'll have another mid-table season again, unless they've gelled better and the youngsters come through. I mean, they're getting like Callum Doyle, who we had last season, and a 21-year-old Panzo from Nottingham Forest, like I said before. So they're getting the young players in like we have. So I think I mean mid-table for Coventry, to be fair. But whiteboard and the team, I don't wait then.
Come on, then, that's all right. We all like to wait for this for Terry's. We'll just get him in there. Let's have a look.
Now, this is the team I think Alex Neil will start, apart from possibly one. I think he'll go with 3 centre-backs. 2 wing-backs will be Hume and Sirkin. The centre-backs will be Wright, Ballard, and I've got a feeling he'll put 09 in the centre-back. Then Evans and Neil as the midfielders, then 2 attacking midfielders in Embleton and Pritchard, with Stewart the lone striker up front. That's what he's got. I think I'm pretty confident that's what I think he'll go for. I don't think he'll play 4-2-3-1 first time out in the season against a good attacking, sort of free scoring team like Coventry. I think he'll want to have a solid defence. Now, the thinking behind 09 rather than Danny Bard is Danny Bard's probably not the scratch yet, up the speed yet, and Luke 09's a bit faster and a bit nimble because the Coventry forwards are quicker. So whether he starts Bard or 09 as one of the 3 centre-backs, I don't think, unless he's ready to be put in yet. So that's the team I think he'll start on Sunday. There you go.
can I ask you, Terry, then, if we do sign Sims and he's eligible to play and he's fit, do you think he would chuck him straight in?
No, I think he'll go straight on the bench. That's my opinion. He'll go straight on the bench. I don't think he'll change his tactics from what I think from now to Sunday. I think he'll probably go straight on the bench, and he'll probably come on if we're struggling at half time or even last 70 minutes. He might, if this doesn't work out, he may change it around. But I think Sims won't start on Sunday.
Right. Okay then. So that's Terry's team. Is how he sees it. Okay then. What about predictions from you all then? Dino, what are you going for on Sunday?
I mean, people will say I'm negative, which they always do. I think I'm going to say 2-1 Coventry.
I think we've seen your prediction on there, Terry.
I think we'll send Dino to Coventry. Yeah?
You what?
I think we'll send Dino to Coventry. Nah, I see where he's coming from, but I'm going to go for 1-0. Keep that clean sheet, get a sneaky goal. We'll take a 1-0 win.
Reece, your prediction then for Sunday?
I know I said a draw. I'll take a draw, but I'll go for a 2-1 to Sunderland.
2-1 Sunderland. Bit of confidence in there. I would love to go 3-1 Sunderland, but that's not going to happen as often this season either. I'll still have my bet on. I'll still do my bet, but I'm going to go 1-1 Sunderland. And in a way, I'll be quite happy if. I'd love a win. I'd be ecstatic if we got a win. But 1-1, I think I'll be happy against Coventry with that. Just very quickly, Patrick has donated $1.79 via the super chat, which is much appreciated. A round of applause, please, for Patrick. Don't forget, of course, the channel doesn't make a profit, and it does cost money to run. So any donations,
so Philly,
yes, sorry.
So on Sunday, right, we win 3-1, and you haven't put the bet on. How's your emotions?
No, I'm putting the bet on.
What happens if let's pretend you didn't put the bet on, but we won 3-1 first game of the season.
I always put the bet on.
The bookies is closed. It's been shut because there's rats in the bookies.
The bet goes
and the internet goes down. The internet's gone down. You can't get to the bookies in. Sunderland 3-1, and you're sitting there going, "Fuck!"
I'd be over the moon. Still over the moon.
There we go. That's all right. There we go.
And still be over the moon. But it'll go on online on Friday night as it normally does. Anyway, thanks to Patrick for doing that. Don't forget, you can donate via the super chat, or you can become a member for just $1.99 a month if you want to do that. And you'll see your name in the credits, and you'll get your little members badge as well. And it all helps the channel out immensely. We've got a couple of minutes left, so just before we do go, Coventry's got a new strip, which is quite nice. Harping back to the old, I think, 70s strip they had, though their away strip was a chocolate one, which was horrendous. I do notice that Terry's got our new blue strip hanging up there. Is the quality all right on it, Terry? Is it pretty good?
To be fair, I do like them both, to be honest. So I'll have a wander over it and have a look if you can.
Just while he does that, I'll quickly tell you that it's been on sale all week. This one, there it is, looking splendid. I think it's superb myself. If you could buy it online this week, but your first chance to get your hands on it in person and try it on if you wish to will be tomorrow morning when the club shop will actually be open. I know, shock, horror. But it will be on from 10 o'clock tomorrow if you want to go and buy the away strip. I'm going to get down there. I'm going to get the strip for myself, though I don't know how I'm going to do that because we've got a busy morning. And hopefully it won't sell out, and hopefully they've got plenty stock in the shop. But my advice to you, if you want to get one of there, get down early. Terry.
The thing is, they should make the away strip more unique, because that's just like a template from the Nike's T-shirt they have. They have a T-shirt almost exactly the same as that, slightly darker colour than that blue, and it's £18 up for sale. So really, if we're going to, I mean, I know Sunderland are going to try and get it as cheap as possible because this is the way the regime's run at the moment, saving penny pinching and save as much money as possible. So they're not going to spend money on a unique sort of top, but I'd rather see something different to what's already in the Nike store. Just my personal opinion. And the home kit is actually growing on us more as I say it every single day.
Right, well, I've got to say, I think that away kit is the best away kit we've had for a lot of years.
It is very nice. It is very nice.
I really do like it. Just very quickly, Andrew Flynn on the chat says, you can see Dino has passion, just like everyone on the channel, but for some people, take Dino's opinion too far. He's entitled to it. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Look, just before we wrap it up then, just very quickly, don't forget, we'll be back on Sunday for a Sunday bunch, live from our studio at the Wheat Chief. That'll be at 6 o'clock. We'll be live. So we'll be talking about the game that day. Don't forget, the club said, get there early. It's going to be a massive crowd. Don't go whinging that you missed the kickoff and you were stuck in queues. You've been warned. Get to the ground nice and early on Sunday. If you're up really, really early, I'm on stage at 10:15 at the Wheat Chief. If you want to come in there, come and have a sing-song and come and see us, come and say hello. That just about wraps it up, fellas. Thanks for joining us. Reese, thanks for coming on. Just trying to say bye to everybody, if you would.
Yes, thank you for having us on. See you there.
Right, and Dino, would you just like to say bye to everyone?
Yeah, goodbye, everyone. Hope everyone has a nice couple of days before the game in Mescal.
Yes, and Terry.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice weekend, and we'll see you all on Sunday. Touch wood with 3 points.
Great, fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. We need one more like for 100, 199. Somebody just hit that for us, if you would. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you are a member, you'll see your name coming up in the credits at the end. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Sunday for the Sunday Bunch. Thanks, good night, and Mescal.
Mescal.
Come on.